See you then. Thank you very much.
Local nonprofits are partnering up to make sure all kids are fed this summer.
Grace Bradley takes us to the first free lunch event of the season.
Maine Department of Education and Good Shepherd Food Bank are making it a hot lunch summer. This is with their summer lunch program, which allows local kids 18 and under to take advantage of free meals.
Well, Fridays are pizza, but we have a sandwich every day, and there's a fruit and vegetable selection, and then they usually have milk.
More than 80,000 Maine children receive free and reduced price lunch at school, and it is reported less than 25% of those children receive those meals during the summer months. To combat this, Good Shepherd sponsors the USDA's Summer Food Service Program in Bangor and Brewer, and Maine DOE provides a statewide hot lunch summer program. Partnering with local nonprofits like the Brewer Housing Authority, the Rock Church, and Bangor Boys and Girls Club, Good Shepherd is able to provide fresh and nutritious meals for kids, as well as opportunities for community engagement.
We have different activities every day. We have gardening. We're going to be planting our vegetable beds that then we utilize for the kids during the summer as they grow. We try to figure out ways to incorporate them.
While Hot Lunch Summer spurred from making sure students on the National School Lunch Program were fed during summer break, organizers want the public to know that it is open for all local kids.
I know sometimes people think, well, I'm not going to take my kid because it would take it away from somebody else, but that's not the case because we can get as many lunches as we need. And we would just like everybody to participate because even if it's not due to hunger, it could be due to social.
Grace Bradley, WEI TV5 News, Brewer.
The program kicked off today at the Brewer Housing Authority.
Free meals will be available there Monday through Friday from noon until 1, and that runs until August 24th.
And for a full list of free meal sites across the state, you can visit hotlunchsummer.com or text summer meals to 914-342-7745.